My name is Bradley Meyer, and welcome to the DePIN Connection. Over the past few months, I've been putting a ton of time in behind the scenes, and I'm excited that this is officially launching. Now, I know your time is incredibly valuable, and I promise that the content I bring will be well worth your time. We are right now on the verge of the biggest technological shift we've had since the beginning of the internet. And it's going to be incredibly disruptive to our lives, but with that disruption comes major opportunity. When you think about our day-to-day activities, pretty much everything that we do ties back to the internet. Whether it's using your credit card to pay for your coffee in the morning, getting your social media fix in, sending an email for work, or listening to Spotify. It's become such a cornerstone of our lives that it's hard to fathom what life was like before the internet existed. That said, the vast majority of the population had no idea what was coming. And even when it did start to take a hold of certain aspects of our life, there were major doubters. However, some of the most influential people in the world today not only saw what was coming, but took full advantage of the opportunities that came with it.
What about this internet thing? Do you know anything about that?
Sure.
What the hell is that exactly?
It's wild what's going on. You can send electronic mail to people. It is the big new thing.
And that is where we are right now with AI and crypto, which is built on blockchain technology. This is our generation's .com era opportunity. Unless you've been living under a rock, you've probably heard a lot about AI this year. And it's almost impossible to comprehend how quickly things are moving because AI can learn so much faster than humans can. There are new AI tools being launched every single day. In fact, I used a few creating this video. While I don't think most of us understand the full gravity of what is coming, I do think the general consensus is that people do understand that AI is going to vastly change our lives. However, when it comes to crypto, you may be thinking, didn't crypto die like 2 years ago? Well, we are certainly in a bear market and things are down. But if you zoom out, we're exactly where we're supposed to be. The crypto market moves in 4-year cycles, and this has been happening since Bitcoin first started over 14 years ago. Historically, this has been driven by what's called the Bitcoin halving, which happens roughly every 4 years. And this has been the number one catalyst that has started bull cycles where mass amounts of money enter the space. This next halving event is expected to occur midway through April of 2024. When you consider that we've had some recent inflation reports that are looking somewhat positive, most people expect that the Fed could start lowering rates as early as the end of this year, but certainly in 2024, as we move into the next election cycle, we could be setting up for a perfect storm because quantitative easing environments where interest rates are lowering are incredibly bullish for risk-on assets like crypto. For this reason, many people, including myself, are looking at the end of 2024 into 2025 for the next major bull run. This gives us roughly a year to a year and a half to find our conviction plays and start to accumulate while the market's down. There's also a lot going on behind the scenes right now that's not getting a ton of coverage. Just 2 weeks ago, Jerome Powell, the head of the US Fed, said that crypto is an asset class with staying power and that it's not going anywhere. Europe and Australia are launching their first Bitcoin ETFs, and the likes of Charles Schwab, Fidelity, and BlackRock, which has over $10 trillion under asset management, that's trillion with a T, all filed for their own Bitcoin ETFs as well. This would give a clear path for a massive amount of new money to enter the space. Now, the SEC still has to approve these, but I do feel it's a matter of when and not if. And to illustrate how quickly things are changing, it was not long ago that the CEO of BlackRock, Larry Fink, said they saw Bitcoin as an instrument of money laundering. Yet 2 weeks ago, he certainly changed his tune, as he said that crypto is digitizing gold and Bitcoin could revolutionize finance as we know it. We also have many of the largest companies in the world adopting crypto-based blockchains. Walmart and Samsung are using VeChain. Amazon has partnered with Avalanche. Starbucks and Coca-Cola are both using Ethereum, and Siemens is using Polygon. And those are just a few examples of many. Perhaps most notably, XRP, or Ripple, which is being used for cross-border payments all over the world and has been stuck in a multi-year legal battle with the SEC, just got a very favorable ruling from the judge on the case last week. This is expected to set a legal precedent for other projects in the space moving forward. Now, I'd say that the market certainly responded very favorably following this news. All things considered, we're in a perfect spot right now, as a ton of catalysts are lining up for a massive amount of new money to enter the space. And we are in a bear market, allowing us to accumulate while prices are low. Now, I'm not saying you can't make money if you wait to enter during a bull market, but entering during the bear market is where the real gains are made. So that begs the question, where should your focus be? Because there is a lot going on in the space to sift through. Well, you're in the right place. and spend a ton of time researching it every single day with the goal of identifying where I think the best opportunities are. And that is where I discovered the DePIN Space. This stands for Decentralized Physical Infrastructure Network. And with the current market capitalization of just over $14 billion, there is exponential growth expected as the total addressable market is expected to grow to as much as $3 trillion over the next 5 years. Needless to say, we are very early in this space, and that's exactly where you want to be. The thing that I like most about this space in particular is that the projects within it are driving real-world utility and value, and with that comes actual revenue. The other thing that comes with real-world utility is that the average person, whether or not they know anything about the crypto space, can understand and see the value, which vastly increases your target audience. There are 4 major categories in the DePIN space, and while I'll be breaking each one of them down in my next video, as well as the projects within each sector that I'm most bullish on, the category I'm most dialed into is classified as center networks. Now, it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that data is incredibly valuable. Just ask Google and Facebook. These large centralized entities have been monetizing our data for a long time. Roughly 2/3 of Facebook's earnings come from their individual users' data. While there are a multitude of projects in the DePIN space, specifically in the center network category, that empowers people like you and me to take back ownership of our own data and monetize it without these large centralized entities getting in the way. I'll give you 2 examples of projects that I've created LLCs and businesses around and am aggressively moving into. Now, Google has essentially had a monopoly over street-level imagery for as long as I can remember, and they generate a lot of revenue from that. In fact, they have over 4 million businesses per year buying this data from them. That said, that data can certainly be improved because a lot of their street-level imagery is outdated. In fact, some of it's multiple years old. Well, there are hundreds of millions of vehicles on the road every single day across the world. And Hive Mappers created a platform where you can take a dash cam, put it in your windshield, collect street-level imagery, doing what you're already doing every day, and get compensated for it. And I would say it's working. This just started at the end of 2022, and we've already mapped over 3 million unique kilometers, which is over 5% of the world's roads. They're also using AI and machine learning to build a map and make that imagery actionable in real time. The end goal is to create the freshest map that exists today. Now, when I find a project like this, I find out how to strategically participate to maximize my potential earnings. In this case, the more you drive and the more differentiated routes that you drive, the more you're compensated. So obviously, Uber and Lyft drivers came to mind right away. So I set up an LLC, I started pitching my Uber and Lyft drivers, and today I have over 50 drivers across the US driving with a camera that I've placed with them. So both the driver and I are earning passively for collecting data. Another example is Demo. I'm more bullish about this project than any other project in the space right now. So you know when you go to the mechanic and they plug a device into that little port under your steering wheel to run a diagnostic test on your vehicle? That port is called an OBD2 port, and it became a legal standard for all vehicles manufactured after 1991. Well, with Demo, you can plug a device into that port and take ownership of your own vehicle data, also called telematics data. Now, there are certainly some cool features in the app. For instance, you can see how much fuel you have left in your vehicle. You can see your battery health, as well as the location of your vehicle. They also just launched a new feature where you can run a diagnostic test through the app. Now, if you were to go to the dealership for this, it typically would run you around $100. Not only are you able to avoid that cost with Demo, but you're actually earning at the same time. Now, Demo is using AI to take any diagnostic codes that are found during that test, combining that with the year, make, and model of your vehicle, because those codes mean different things depending on all those different parameters, and sending you a diagnosis through the app. Now, while those features are awesome, what I'm most excited about with this project, that you can use this device to leverage the entire Demo ecosystem, and they're moving into a bunch of revenue streams. Now, each one of these sectors already exists today, and not only do they have sizable market capitalization, but they're all expected to see tremendous growth over the coming years. Now, these include monetizing the telematics data itself, fleet management for business owners, usage-based insurance, and decentralized rideshare applications. I actually did an interview with the Demo team about the decentralized rideshare applications, and I have that article linked below. You also get access to the Demo marketplace, which has vendors where you can get service for your vehicle at discounted rates. The best part is that by plugging this device in, you get distributed ownership into the network and exposure to all these different revenue streams. And we are super early in this. There are less than 19,000 vehicles connected to the network today, and I am incredibly bullish on this project. In fact, I created an LLC around Demo as well, and have over 70 vehicles connected today. Now, if you're interested in participating in either of these projects, please message me in the comments below. I'm happy to set you up with a device at no cost to you and split the earnings 50-50, but you can always purchase one yourself if you so choose, and I have 10% discount codes linked below. There are many more projects like this that I'll be covering in this channel, but we are in the right place at the perfect time. A bear market with things setting up for an epic bull cycle, on the ground floor projects in the DePIN space that's expected to see tremendous growth, with all of them leveraging AI technology. Now, you will not want to miss out on my future videos, so please do subscribe. Shoot me a like so others can more easily find me. And I'll leave you with this. Now, I'm certainly passionate about blockchain technology and crypto and AI, but my number one passion is connecting with others like yourself and doing what I can to empower you. And in turn, I want you to empower others. In fact, I challenge you today to do something nice for someone else. And it could be as simple as complimenting their shoes or letting a colleague know that you appreciate their hard work and that they're making a huge impact. You don't know what people are going through every day, and something that takes very little effort on your part can make a huge difference in someone else's life. And lastly, stay true to yourself, and most importantly, believe in yourself. I appreciate you tuning in today, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in future videos.